Michelle and I have reservations at 50's PrimeTime Cafe, and we're gonna check to make sure it's still worth it. So nestled on Echo Lake, right next to our good friend Gertie, you can see her peeking up from that tree, we have 50's PrimeTime Cafe. This is actually one of Michelle and I's favorite restaurants. It's comfort food restaurants. It's served to you by your cousins and moms back in the kitchen, and we're just waiting on our reservations to come through, and we'll bring you along with us. Yeah, I noticed. Thank you. Well, we've been seated and we have Uncle Tim, and they've been giving us the menu, and there's also like a shrimp and grits blue plate special that sounds really good. The menu is a lot of fun. Lots of choices. One of my favorite things is right up here on the top. The peanut butter and jelly milkshake, that'll be my dessert. But we're gonna go through it, see how it goes. So as you can see by the theming and John Paul Jones, the amazing, we are in a 50s kitchen set. If you look up, it kind of stops at the ceiling and turns black. And it's supposed to look like you're in mom's kitchen. You have your cousins and uncles who serve you, and they will tell you to get your elbows off the table, set the table. They'll ask you, well, they just asked us what color the soap was in the bathroom when we washed our hands. It's what they do. And one of my favorite things that came out already is my cherry vanilla Coke. Now this isn't like from a mix, they make it on property. These are so good. One of my favorite appetizers has arrived. This is fried horse and cheese with a nice crispy baguette and some fruit. It is a really nice light appetizer, but this horse and cheese fried is so freaking tasty. I can't wait to have it. I'm hoping it hasn't changed at all. I'll let you know. A nice big piece. Let's see how it is. Warm, melty, right amount of herbs. Oh, just super, super tasty. One of my favorites. Michelle ordered it as her entree, that she likes it so much. But yeah, nothing's changed about that. Very, very good. Still an excellent choice for an appetizer. So my favorite thing to get here, and it's also because you get to basically try everything that they're really good at, is a sampling of mom's favorite recipes. You have golden fried chicken, fork tender pot roast, and traditional meatloaf with all the fixins. You also get green beans, which is one of my favorite vegetable sides. It's just in general a very well done plate whenever I've had it. So I'm hoping it has stayed true to its original form. So here we go, bite of pot roast. My main problem with traditional pot roast is the fact that it often comes in restaurants very, very dry. The pot roast here, though, really, really good. Meatloaf time. This is usually one of my favorite things on the plate. Yeah, I like it. It's not too ketchup forward. A lot of times, some people, when they make meatloaf, they put way too much ketchup in it. You actually can get a little bit of the Worcestershire sauce in it. They use a really good mix too. It tastes like it's not just beef. It tastes like it's pork and veal meatloaf. Usually, it tastes like meatball mix. If you know what meatball mix is, it's that kind of level of quality. It's definitely a blend of meat. It's not just beef. This is really good. Just a quick note, Michelle got the wedge salad, which is one of her favorites, and she says there's something different about it. Oh, there it is. The dressing is definitely also plant-based. It doesn't actually have dairy in it. You can taste the difference. It's probably yogurt. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, this is definitely a difference. It used to be a lot creamier, a lot thicker, a lot heavier, but it's still tasty, but it's definitely not nearly as good as it used to be. One of the favorite parts of my meal actually is the green beans. They are perfect. They have a nice snap. They use good garlic. They use just the right amount of salt and pepper. Just perfect. So, the final thing to review, the fried chicken. Oh my God, it's still breathing.
talking with your mouth full?
Mm-hmm.
Not a seafood place, okay?
Yeah, stop it, Scooter.
So, we'll talk about this in a second. Fried chicken, though, the skin is nice and crisp. The chicken meat is not dry. It isn't oily. That's the part that really I love, is that you don't end up with an oily piece of chicken. You end up with like a good piece of chicken that's well cooked with the breading the way you want it. It gives you a nice snap when you bite into it. This is why you want fried chicken. Now, the thing I'm going to get to. I started talking my mouth full, and my server from across the room said, "You talking in your mouth full?" And I was like, "Uh-huh." You feel like you're in home. You're like, "Sorry, Mom." You know,
not a seafood restaurant.
yeah, he said not a seafood restaurant, and then then the rest of my table kicked in because they're all like, "Well, free game," and so I appreciate the fact that there's all these antics, there's all this fun, and good food. I think I'm gonna have to go for dessert though, because if I don't get my favorite shake on property, I think I need to have my reviewer license revoked. This is the whole reason I love 50s Primetime so much. So this milkshake changed my life. When I found this milkshake for the first time here at this restaurant, I literally tried to recreate it for years at soda shops and all those other places.
Thank you very much. Remember, it's bath night.
Yeah. And by the way, we just got reminded by Uncle Tim it's bath night, but this milkshake, I don't even need to try it to tell you. Peanut butter, jelly, and thick milkshake, well blended, perfect. Great way to end the meal here. So, 50s Primetime. Is it worth it? I think so. I don't even think it's a question. 50s Primetime has been one of my favorite restaurants ever since I first started coming to Disney World. It's one of the first sit-down restaurants I ever ate at. It's always amazing. I can't complain about 50s Primetime. You definitely want to come here. Get all the things. Try all the things. Enjoy the ambiance. Now remember, if you don't want to be a part of the antics, all you have to say to your server is, "Hey, I would just like to have a calm meal," and they'll be totally okay with that. So go ahead and do that. Anyway, hope you've liked this piece about 50s Primetime. It was my pleasure to make it for you. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and if you could, I'd really appreciate it if you would comment down below of whether you would eat here. And like we always say, we don't like to say goodbye because we're going to see you real soon. So we say, see you bye.